You've done the impossible. I must have seen millions of movies over the years, but this is the first time I felt absolutely nothing. Nothing except boredom punctuated by brief moments of irritation. I don't think I've ever seen a more soulless, corporatized piece of trash. This movie should have its nose rubbed in the stain it left on the carpet of cinema and told, bad, bad movie, look what you did. But, just like the puppy pee stain, a little scrubbing and you'll forget it was even there. Now, even ignoring the controversy surrounding this movie, it is a soulless affair. When my wife and I saw the trailer, she said that if Gal Gadot was the best thing in the movie, that'd be pretty sad. As it turns out, she is the best thing in the movie. Even while delivering a performance so over the top, it makes Looney Tunes look restrained. The problems start right away with a full 20-minute narrated exposition dump. I remember when movies could show instead of tell, but what do I know? I'm just paying for the ticket. Well, Snow White is born, she's perfect, and everyone's happy. The streets are flowing with gold and food because everyone shares. And that sounds nice, but I had to wonder why a communist utopia has a monarchy. When the royals die, Snow White is Cinderella'd as a house servant, and everyone forgets the princess existed. Keep that in mind for later. The quintessential evil stepmother now rules, constantly asking her mirror, "Who is the fairest?" And this brings up another problem. Gal Gadot, though not the best actress, is a classic beauty. Her being jealous of Rachel Zegler is like asking a Ferrari if it's jealous of a Volvo. The mirror at the last moment says it's about inner beauty, but anyone who's seen Zegler's weird red carpet sound bites knows that Gal still wins in that arena, even if she's playing the nasty baddie. But what about the dwarfs and the love story and all the rest, I hear you ask? Well, the dwarfs show up for a total of 15 minutes, most of which is spent explaining why they are named this way, a scene that repeats 3 times and destroys any goodwill audiences had toward the source material. And they argue, and Snow White tells them to do better. And they do, and all is well. And then Snow White pisses off into the woods to find low-rent Robin Hood and his 7 diverse individuals, who she finds almost immediately in 10,000 rough acres of forest. He's a thief. He steals to feed his friends. She tells him to do better, and he does, and all is well. Until he takes one of those movie injuries that is life-threatening in the moment but will never be a problem again. And then back we go to the dwarfs so he can be healed. Everyone argues, she tells them to do better, and they do, and all is well. Are we seeing a pattern yet? As a side note, the best part of this movie is where low-rent Robin Hood tells her she has princess problems. He makes a good point. Snow White sings a song about waiting on a wish, but she never actually does anything. She waits for something to happen. She is a useless person. 15 years of seeing her people suffer and she just now raises the point? In the original, sure, Snow White was not a fighter, but that movie never wanted to be anything but a fairy tale. This movie wants us to take it seriously, so when it tries and fails, we can't. And I do wish I could have read Zegler's mind when she filmed the love scene reshoots she insisted would be cut, because you can see her seething inside. It was hilarious. But Snow White also has to be strong female character. So when the soldiers come to get her, she offers to help the 7 diverse individuals fight. With what? Her 90 pounds and a hair ribbon? They distract the soldiers, she runs, circles back, and we repeat the exact same scene again. And here's where we have the main problem. This movie is all filler. Scenes repeat themselves. The first and last 15 minutes is narration, because the writers were too stupid to know how to show, not tell. The hi-ho song explains the dwarfs' names as though we needed that. The Queen has a 10-minute song about how being pretty and evil is the best thing there is. Did we really need that? The diverse individuals are superfluous because Disney wanted them and they were originally supposed to replace the dwarfs after Peter Dinklage declared himself the king of the little people and pulled up the ladder, but Disney knee-jerked again and put the dwarfs back in. So now we have 14 side characters instead of 7, none of which add anything to the movie. And seeing an actual little person standing next to the digital nightmare that took his job is a meta commentary on the cluelessness of Hollywood. In short, this was a boring, exhausting excuse for a movie that takes what was once wonder and joy and reduces it to nothingness. When Snow White eventually wanders into town for the finale and tells the Queen to do better, all I could think was, take your own advice, movie. Well, until next time, happy viewing, but not if you're watching this movie.